up, guys? I'm gonna grab a drink and I'll be right back. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing this beautiful Monday morning? CPI data. Yep. Only thing today. Tomorrow. PMI. That's last week's. Well, I saved this week's. Oh, there we go. This one. There we go. Okay. UK had production month over month. I'm good. I'm good. Just waking up. Tomorrow, Germany CPI, US CPI. And then typical stuff after that. So let's just go over what happened this past week. Pretty much, we just had kind of a shorts covering, hedges covering. Kind of just too many people turned bearish, which made the market go bullish. Kind of makes no sense, but of course the stock market makes no sense. But pretty much the main thing was this zone right here where we had support, resistance, resistance, resistance. This was our squeeze, our little squeeze area. And that's where we kind of, right here, if we show the previous one, which it doesn't show that gap up, but support, resistance, 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 resistance. We broke above right here, tested it, and just continued up. And also Friday, really all you need Friday was kind of this zone right here, which was pre-market high. Pre-market high, we broke above. Oh, it wasn't pre-market high, that was the 9th. So high, resistance, resistance became support, 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 support. So right there, resistance became support. And then kind of right now, we kind of have a resistance, resistance, turn support, turn support. So definitely that's going to be our kind of our main level just early on. We'll go through some different levels and see our overall picture with CPI and what's going to happen. Oh, we were looking definitely weak. 1, 2, 3 touches overnight. Lower, low, lower, low, low. Came up. Wait, Europe's about to open. Pushed up. Europe opened. Pushed up. So Europe pushed it up on their news, right? They had news. 2 a.m. UK, yeah. Very surprising. Hey, what's up, Brad? Very surprising gap up. We had that gap up where we retraced, basically filled the gap. We're below it, and then Europe just pushed us up. So definitely, yes. So I'm using the December because if you look at this, on the daily, our high right here before our big sell off is 4234. Okay, prices are the same. Prices are the same. Go to this ES. Our high is 4217. Just because that little gap up, where ES1 had to match. So when we get prices before last week's pricing, I kind of need to switch over there to figure out where the actual rejection can be. So we had this. And the gap up happened 9th, so after the 9th. We had this top of the flag right here on the hour. On this one, it's just ESZ. If you just go ES, you open it up, you'll have September, December. And then you go to ES on the top of its flag. See, we didn't reject there. See, we're way up here. It's just a lot different. See, on this one actually did reject. Pretty much on the point. This one was not, it wasn't close. Okay, it was. I'm trying to figure out the 9th at 10. See? This one, we're above it. See how that doesn't make any sense? So my short on that 1 hour supply would have been here. My short on the hour supply should have been here, but see how that didn't match up? The pricing is both correct now. What I'm saying is when you go back to old pricing, because it's switched, I'm just taking the safer route and going to a different contract, going to the EZ. You can tell right here, this high right here is 4217. The high over here is 4234. For scalp play on futures, that for me, that's going to make a difference. So I'm personally just taking the safer route. We're gonna come back to ES. Let the let's just do ES at the end. SPY definitely thought we'd get like a little triple top here. For the daily supply here also just gapped up and go. Still going. Possibly looking at a 50% fill on this candle. 412.61. Or back up to that daily gap, or we do have it's a 2-day also. right here, 412.91. So definitely, I'm just going, based on momentum today. I'm still very confused on which way the market wants to go. As in, I thought we would gap down, we're not, and everyone's waiting for a pullback, and I don't think we're gonna get a pullback. I don't, CPI tomorrow. CPI tomorrow is gonna change everything we do today. It is September. Just play every day, kind of day by day. We catch momentum to the upside, wait for a little tiny pullback, and then take advantage of that. QQQ, same thing, possibly looking for polar there or polar there. Let's see what we're retracing back. So we hit the 0.382. Looks like we're heading at 0.5 today. 0.618 is going to be in that zone. Yeah, it's always like that. If we have those strong days up, we'll always have put flow to the downside. Because overall, if you got far enough put flow, wow, that is old. Far enough put flow to the downside on any kind of like push this year, you pretty much would have made money. If you got put flow for March, for June, I mean, you would have made money with one decent average down. See what UVXY is doing. UVXY looking like it's going for those lows again. Below 902. Kind of are in our daily demand. Below 902, we hit another daily demand. Possibly pop up. VIX gapped up with the market gapping up. That's something interesting to take into, they keep in mind. VIX did gap up. VIX almost looks like the market actually. Gapped up, came down, retraced, didn't really fill the gap, and then popped back up. So it kind of actually looks like the market right now. Let's see, up, down. Okay. Apple. Apple is kind of late to the party. I'm mad I missed that exit. Probably gonna have to take a loss on this one eventually. We missed our exit right here. We had support. We broke below. We're pretty green on our puts overall, and just completely missed the exit. I wasn't really even paying attention to it, but decent push up. Apple did make a pretty solid gap up demand, so keep that in mind. I talked about this the other day. These gap up demands. This is the sign of reversal for a lot of things. So you see gap up demand. We go to Amazon. Gap up, or not a gap up demand, but demand was created by this push. Next day we came in, touched it, continued up. Google, demand created right here, pushed up. Next day came down in this demand, pushed up again. And the other one I saw was Shopify. I even showed this one. Gap demand created. Next day came down into that demand, pushed up. So whenever we think market reversal, that's what, we're going to be starting looking for that. That's going to be huge on my watch going forward. But Apple late to the party, but definitely super strong. Super strong on Monday. Broke the downtrend. These dark pools, I really don't. I like dark pool levels, but sometimes I just get frustrated at them. We have our main demand here, which we had a pretty strong sell-off. We are kind of hitting this one right here. We are in this one, but we've already hit it once. So actually that one would have been primed the other day. Oh, that was a wick up in pre-market. That makes no sense. Okay. But we break it down, and kind of where sellers came in is up here. So we kind of are hitting that supply right now. So Apple to the upside is really not kind of what I'm looking at. And then right above that, we have a decent, strong sell-off again. So we have two strong sell-offs we have to get through Apple. Or turn all this off. But main thing is a lot of things keep it. The main thing is you want to see, this downtrend. We created lower lows, higher lows. Are we, is this going to be our new low, higher low? Are we going to start creating higher lows, higher lows, higher lows? And that's what you really, really want to watch. AMD, pretty strong. We had a resistance or support here, resistance here, resistance here. Broke above, pretty much pretty solid test of it in continuation. Showing a decent sign. Kind of just like Apple, we have sellers coming in here and we have sellers coming in here to the upside. So we have a lot of, slide doesn't count anymore. Lots of upside, but AMD pretty much hit a 2-day demand on point, 3-day demand. This 3-day demand where we had a strong push up. You can tell, look at it, hit that perfectly. Missed that one. I've charted that after. But I'm surprised chips haven't taken a hit because Trump was supposed to announce more issues to China imports on chips. The main thing on AMD is this level right here. It's going to be kind of a level where we have we broke below resistance, we broke above, test as support, we broke below. Are we going to test that as a resistance, continue down? So that's kind of like the main watch on AMD. Pretty far away from it, 91, 90 area. Amazon, I need to switch all these weak highs and weak lows on everything too. Pretty much, I said, look boring. You kind of want to wait for the break, and eventually, we did break pretty strong. We do have a pretty strong daily supply here, and above it we have another supply, gap down supply. Look at this strong sell-off right here. So these are possibly two quick little shorts we could get right here, 135.25 to 137. Main thing is the market needs to pull back. Can't. Kind of can't front load puts, even though I did on Friday. Because I felt confident we're going to pull back, but not yet. I'm still only doing 3 contracts. Not going to go. I'm probably not going to average down. Thanks, Matt. But Amazon pretty much just a solid triangle. This thing was pretty solid. Unfortunately, it did break out and push pretty strong overnight. So the chasing aspect, as I tell a lot of people, trending days are my least favorite days. Gap up and goes are my least favorite days, just because it's really hard for me not to chase. And I don't like chasing because I wait for a pullback into a demand continuation. Trending days, we just go up. So Amazon, pretty strong. Definitely want to watch where buyers came in August 26th for that strong sell-off. Or we're going to hold that top of the... Actually, let's just go move that because I want to make that last week's high there. Or possibly come back and retest kind of this zone where we have support, resistance, almost resistance, broke above. Did we test that Friday? No, we just kind of hung around it and eventually went. So not really the biggest move. Friday was pretty boring. A lot of Friday was the first move, and then just that. I sold my puts. My swinger calls at open. And they were, they did make. I think I sold them at 2. They ended up at 3, but like for how much SPY was up, it should have been a lot more. Google long term pretty much looks like it's heading back up to the top of the flag. Over this 110 area definitely looks like a good spot if we get a retest. Right here. And we have resistance. So we had 4 resistance. So let's see if we can get a little push, test, go. That's why I'd be looking at Google. I'd say long-term calls, but with the market, expecting a pullback, a lot of people are expecting a little crash, rug pull. Hard to go and hold on to long-term calls. Especially, I guess, the railroad workers are going on strike today. That's another thing. Meta, pretty much nothing special. Meta's still nothing special. Just holding on to this 155, 156 area. Just holding on to it. Decent, strong push. Still making higher. Kind of seems to be making higher lows, higher low, higher low. We have this daily doji that we gap down, so that's gonna be where I'm looking for. Kind of like almost every ticker has this kind of this demand here, or supply, then a supply. They just look a little different. Google's is more compact. Meta, more spread out. Definitely not looking at Meta unless it catches momentum above this 172, which is 172 was previous resistance. We did this one. We did break above, tested as support, continued up. broke below resistance, fake out, broke above support, and then are we going to create another resistance, or are we going to break above, test it, and continue up? So that's another key level. Microsoft caught decent bids down here at this I don't know what that one is, but you can tell back down here we have kind of our consolidation after earnings, our strong push up, and that's where we kind of caught or buying in to continue up. So Microsoft, definitely want to watch. Kind of a base drop right here. Kind of want to watch what happens up at this 172 level, which would be kind of our previous breakout area. Red resistance, broke above, tested support, broke below. So let's see if we're going to be able to retest this as a resistance. NVIDIA, in the gap. A lot of people want to play this for the gap fill. Personally, I'm staying away from chips a little bit. I'm still holding that AMD call for next week, for this week. Yeah, this week. So kind of do or die on that one. So a lot of people are playing this gap fill. Main thing we had was just a lot of dark pool came in. Pretty nice base made here. Continuation up. My son heading out for preschool. And on the daily, definitely watching kind of like this 1, 2, 3 day consolidation, and then buyers came in. Gap fill Tesla. I dropped the ball big time on this one. I'm upset that 280 area. Resistance broke above, test as support, resistance, or support here, and we're just kind of like testing it in resistance. I had this play nailed, just could not hold, just because I did not like how the price action was working on Tesla. But I mean, just looking back, this is what you want to look for as a kind of beginner traders. You're looking for support, resistance. What we do, we broke above. Did we retest it during market hours? First thing we did on the 8th, 11, 10, 9, Thursday, we tested that 280 almost on the dot. Continued up and haven't stopped since. 8% up. So we got in here, kind of in this chop, kind of went red, kind of went a little bit very red, almost like 50% we lost, or it went 50%. Then we got profits. I'm like, okay, I'm getting out in profits. I just want to take the win, get out and look on the next play. And then we got out like 2 or 3 or 4 and went up to like 15, 16. So nailed it, just didn't nail the execution. So, you always learn from your mistakes. That's the main thing to look at. But that's pretty much a solid, pretty solid. Look back here, resistance. You can even go back, support. And then, not the best, but a support here, which we had a huge push up. So, that's a pretty decent level on Tesla. What's up, Chris from UK? But that's a key level where you get in on the either break or you get on the retest. So kind of upset I missed that one. Sure, 29. But you learn from your mistakes and you move on. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back. But Tesla is hitting kind of a supply where we did sell off. We came back into it. And we continue to sell off, kind of this top of this range. We had a range between 280 and 313. Even people who got calls Friday were telling me that the premiums, they just don't move like they used to anymore. So one thing I like to stay away from Tesla. Go back to ES, kind of sold off a little bit. This 4100 level is going to be a definitely, is a big key level. You can tell going back, support, resistances here. 4100 broke above support, kind of held the support. This kind of area right a little bit higher. But 4100, let's say that. What's up, Rowdy? Definitely going to be a tough spot where, kind of our head and shoulders kind of broke down. Strong soft. But the main thing is we're filling in this candle. That 50% was hit. I just had that. 50% of the 4-hour fair value gap is 4106, which we did fill it in. So we filled in that 4-hour fair value gap from here to down here. Let's break it down. So pretty much something I like is we have kind of our channel down. We have our first strong buy candle right here. You can tell, pretty sure we rejected that. See if we break it down. Did we reject that? Yeah, we came up, rejected that. So 1 hour, pretty nice. Drop, base, drop, rejected. But what I'm looking at is kind of this right here. You have your break of trend, your kind of your break of structure. Now your trend's going up. Strong buy. The next candle, what we do, we came back in there and then pushed up. A lot of people say, you know, head and shoulders formation, kind of, sort of, whatever. But, you know, I like to use that supply and demand. Then we just kind of had a resistance, broke above, support. So, you know, that's what we're kind of doing right here is we have this level right here, which is going to be a key level. Like 40. So we supports broke below resistance right here. Finally had a strong push up, came down, tested it, continuation up. So that's kind of like intraday. If you can't find any like good plays, that's what you want to start looking at. You want to start looking for, you know, the consolidations and the break aboves. Like right here, here's your resistance on this consolidation. We broke above, we came back down, almost tested it perfectly, and continued up. So there's your like your little tiny scalp. 4 points, $20 a point. You're not complaining. Or $50 a point on ES. So we're gonna hold. It's gonna become resistance right now. That's kind of what I'm watching right now. See if I can scalp it if it wants to become resistance. Not much on the earnings front. Honestly, having looked at the earnings calendar, really no point on mine playing them to begin with. Trying to look at some news, but nothing really on the news front at all. It was Vladimir Putin. Oracle. So Oracle first quarter results today. Ford is hosting a meeting with U.S. dealers in Las Vegas, during which it will expected to outline requirements the dealers must meet to sell automakers' coming wave of electronic vehicles. Meta will defend itself in claims from copied technology owned by voice messaging app called Voxer to use in its Facebook Live and Instagram live streaming apps. Okay. So it's snow. Snow is on my watch double inside week, which is broken above, of course. Snow right here. Kind of double inside week. There's that weekly demand came down, tested that weekly demand, continued up right there, but inside. So break above 189.19. Your PT is gonna be 196. Break below. We do have that daily gap down below too. But also, supply and demand. We have a daily supply there. Bitcoin was a pretty simple double bottom. If anyone trades Bitcoin, pretty simple. But it's kind of uptrend, broke below, bottom down here, kind of hit. I think it was a 4-hour, 3-hour supply. Pretty much hit, continued up. But they should be affected pretty strong on CPI data, so definitely watching that. Hang Seng. Huh? Doesn't even open? Japan. So China didn't open? Yeah, China didn't open the markets. But Japan gapped up, pretty much gapped up sideways. Dollar index was looking pretty weak. Resistance broke above, support, resistance. Finally broke above, tested kind of support here. Let's see what the dollar index. Dollar index dropping is pretty bullish for the markets overall. Oil decent move up. We initially rejected that supply here. Pretty good $2,000 play, but definitely pretty strong. Everything, people are saying death cross, whatnot, but we'll see. I can't see oil going that much lower personally. Pretty decent. Head and shoulders. Doesn't line up previously though. Well, kind of purple low a little bit, but resistance. With oil, if you want to play oil, are we going to break above? Like that. But appreciate you guys. That's gonna end it for me. We're gonna do quick ones this week. My mom is coming in town. She's on her way here. So pretty much gonna be trading light this week, as I would love to spend time with her. I only see her a couple times a year, so do I play oil? Yeah, I love Brad. You see my PTs from oil in the Discord. If you catch oil the right way, yeah. The main thing with oil is you just wait for these flags and bear flags to play out, and you pretty much bank, like play for this consolidation right here to play out, break down. Kind of a retest, can make a new high. We broke down even farther. Just wait for flags. That's what I love. To break out. That's what I do. Probably not. I think she still thinks I have a real job, but I do this. We appreciate you guys. Trading light. I'll keep update on my